Well, in the studio with me, I would like to welcome someone I've known for quite a long time in the Redlands, maybe over 14 years, and whose music speaks to my heart, and I have seen in concert many times. Please welcome Haitch, who is a professional multi-instrumentalist, singer, songwriter, performer, composer, and teacher. Welcome to BayFM studio, Haitch.
Thanks for having me, Georgia.
It's great. I haven't seen you for ages.
No, it's lovely.
Let's start. I've got so much I want to ask you. How long have you been in the Redlands now?
We moved here when I was 4. Point O'Halloran.
Don't give away your age now.
That's where my heart lives. I love that place down there. It's beautiful. Bit less seagrass than when I grew up, but still a beautiful place to go and have a swim, have a beautiful foreshore walk.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So, a multi-instrumentalist. How many instruments do you actually play?
I find it best not to count, but there's a growing or ever-growing collection. It seems that I just love to explore when I'm out and about, and if there's an ocarina or a new instrument around, I'll definitely give it a crack and bring it home with me. But professionally, I play at least 6 instruments at a level which I'm happy to record in session.
And your instruments are usually quite uncommon, and they're classical instruments. And I know you have dedicated your life to collecting and mastering these instruments that you compose and perform. So please name them and educate us a little bit along the way.
Yeah, sure. Well, I was very lucky as a child to get a little bit of classical training in on piano and trumpet. Mm-hmm. But as the classic teenage goes, I sort of rebelled at 12 and then took it up on my own volition afterwards and started composing by the time I was about 16. Mm-hmm. I met Indigenous locals and started to trade music lessons. I swapped piano lessons for learning the circular breath technique, so I picked up Didgeridoo playing when I was 19 and Native American style flutes a couple of years after that. And then when I travelled again, I went to Hindustani temples and picked up some beautiful bamboo flutes from that, some hybrid reeds from Europe, collected a lot of different brass instruments from Europe as well, from cornets to valve trombones and mellophones, all of that kind of stuff, so I can play most of the brass section, which is super handy when you're recording because you can get some lovely brass section sounds, but then I really just love the sound of wooden flutes, so I'm always, my heart's really keen on playing and showing people this instrument, which is, like you said, it's a little bit uncommon, but what I love about it is it's a beautiful and simple instrument.
It is.
It's not as complicated as a classical instrument, so it makes my playing experience really relaxed and peaceful, and I think that comes across through the music that I share. Yeah. And also, I love to put it into different settings. Like, I'll put it into a blues group, I'll put it into a down-tempo electronica group, just so the audiences can hear that something different, and it might spark a little moment for them to get curious. And if they are curious, I can teach you to play these flutes in just over 2 hours. It's super beautiful. As opposed to trumpet, I would say, right, reserve 4 years for yourself, and it's going to be a bit of a long, painful process.
Yeah, right.
So that's the beauty and the difference of some of these traditional instruments versus classical instruments.
Okay, sure. Yeah, well, that's the sound of all the instruments that I've heard you play over the years that sticks with me is the flutes. That's the one that I remember. And I know that you released an album quite a while ago now called With You, and it was superb. So tell me about how that came about.
Yeah, sure. That was my second album, and it was the first time I put my hand up and asked for a bit of help. So I did crowdfunding around that, which was a really beautiful experience. Raised $3,500, most of which went towards the producer, who did a lot of the work of putting all of my instruments together and making them sound, great, and putting a nice rhythm section behind things. Yep. And it was really my first. I call that album for me my exploration, my personal exploration of world music. Okay. So it was really where I was throwing my hat out there, sort of saying, look, these are the instruments that I've got right now, and this is what I'm playing, and this is, again, a very diverse range of tracks in there, from pop with, electric Indian zither, to hung drum with Native American flutes and some of the Hindustani temple flutes as well. So a very broad sound from the album. And from that album, then I went on to do Ethereal, which was more of a exploration of devotional music.
Okay, so that you just got back from New Zealand and you're over there recording, if I'm correct?
Yes, I went to New Zealand with a really beautiful, successful Australian electronic group called Desmond Cheese.
Okay.
And they are recording their album. They asked me to go with them as their session flute and horn player. So there's going to be some really beautiful flute lines coming through again on, in an unexpected genre for the instrument. The instrument often gets locked into world or new age music, and so I really appreciate the opportunity to put it to, a completely different audience, and just again being able to show people something a little bit different. So yeah, we went to Gisborne, beautiful place in New Zealand, and they hired a really nice space, and we turned it into a music studio. And the boys worked away there for 4 or 5 days.
Right.
And we did all of our recording overlooking the ocean at the very easternmost point of New Zealand.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I've listened to your track that you recorded at the Redlands Healing Centre in 2014 on the Earth stage there, and I'm sure half of the Redlands was there too at the time.
That was a great space, yeah.
It was a great space, and you've got a way of evoking many emotions and inviting listeners into moments of personal reflection and connection. Is that what you hoped your music could do?
That's a great question, and I appreciate the insight that of sharing your experience for that music. I think for me, music has always been that space for me, and so as the internal space is like that during creation, I think that's just what comes across through the recording and through the listening. I am always very interested in mindfulness and compassion and personal growth. So if people can reach that through some of the music, I think that's wonderful for both of us.
It's a great gift.
And so, a lot of my music, I think, is not really... it's not popular or maybe radio play stuff, but it is it's really ready to go on a personal journey with you. For example, the track that I released last Friday is 13 and a half minutes. It's, it's, you sit down, have a cup of tea, light some incense, whatever you need to do, and just drop in.
Nice. And
you can go on some beautiful reflecting journeys there.
So how do you fund this craft, Haitch?
The music industry is an ever-changing beast. So where we were back in that time period of 14, 15, I was still hiring halls and doing concerts and selling CDs, but Spotify, the beast, came and ate that.
Right.
So
for many artists.
Yeah. So I went reclusive for a little while there, but I've come around the last couple of years because I just love what I do. Right. And so I have a factory job to finance production, and I do some support work to finance production. I'm always looking for venues to play and share sound journeys, if it's a yoga centre or maybe a work group, for example, is booked in with me for their end of year team building. They're going to have a Didgeridoo sound journey with me.
Yeah.
And I also have quite a nice student base all around the world and locally as well, teaching Native American style flutes and also the circular breath technique, which is used on Didgeridoo, but also being studied worldwide to help snoring and sleep apnea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we better book in then.
So I do multiple things, but the main focus is financing music recording and production and releasing.
Okay, so what type of, you're a local in the Redlands, and what type of support can the Redlands give you in your world of music? That's why I like to interview you guys. Like, how do we help as a community?
Well, it's exactly the same as what used to happen in the Redlands Healing Centre. Any local space is always welcome to invite me to come and play. I'm a very diverse musician, so if you're thinking, look, I don't think that my team is going to be into didgeridoo and Native American flutes, my alter ego is jazz and light classics, which I play in. I've been playing in retirement villages and at concert halls for the last 5 or 6 years as well. So any yoga center that's looking for something different, fantastic. A school that wants a demonstration of multiple instruments, all of those types of interactive musicianship sort of experiences.
Yep.
I'd love to do a bit more around this area. That'd be super cool.
Awesome. Well, I think we'd love to have you too. So let's go and listen to some of your music. You're a true artist. You're authentic. The listeners can hear what I'm talking about. So I would like you to introduce your next piece of art, if you wouldn't mind.
Sure. Well, this is from the time period of the With You album, and I think that it could have been one of your favourite tracks from back in the day.
It was.
It's playing the electric Indian zither, and it's one of the few earlier tracks where I'm singing the whole time. So I hope you enjoy. This track is called With You.
And then after a short break with our sponsors, I'm also going to listen to you play live in the studio. Is that correct?
Yes, I've got two flute friends with me, and we'll be able to hear exactly what they sound like just naturally. Often when you listen to music, it's got compression and reverb and bells and whistles all over it, but right. I just thought it'd be a nice opportunity to share the sort of stripped back version of the way these instruments sound with you today.
Looking forward to that. Cool. Here's Haitch with You.
This planet, this space, this human, this race, with you. This planet, this space, this human, this race, with you. This planet, this space, this human, this race, with you. This planet, this space, this human, this race, with you. This planet, this space, this human, this race, with you.
You're listening to BayFM 100.3. Oh, that was just divine. Being in the studio, that was just amazing. I hope you guys felt the same as we did in here. It was just like knocked me off my chair, even though I was videoing at the time. So yeah, we're currently in the studio speaking with multi-instrumentalist Haitch. Can you just explain a little bit about those that you just played?
Yeah, sure. So you just heard two tracks featuring the Native American style flute. The first one I was playing live on two different instruments, a bass flute and then a treble flute. And I just love these instruments. They're usually made of a stunning wood, which really draws the eye in at first as well. But they've got that beautiful timbre, and timbre is the way that we refer to the texture of the sound. They've got a really, for me, a very warm sound on that low end, but then a joyful, bright sound on the top end.
Yeah.
And the flutes that I was playing today are called drone flutes, which means that they've got two chambers. And coming from a wind instrument like a trumpet or a silver flute, you only ever play one note at once. It's a bit like whistling. It's you and that's it. Whereas when you've got this drone chamber, it allows you to harmonise, and that was always the big draw for me. You can harmonise on these beautiful flutes there.
Right.
And then the second track that we heard was from last year's album called Outre Dayspa, because it's a bit of a bizarre Dayspa album. You could probably get your nails done to it, but, you know, it's also, you could, you know, elves could appear from around the side of the counter at any point in time too. So I collaborated with a local guitarist on that one, and you heard him playing a beautiful metal 12-string guitar there, paired with, again, a nice bright, chirpy flute, and a bit of a folk feeling on that one. Maybe we're going to go for a bit of a walk with Frodo down the Shire.
Okay. Do you have any gigs coming up, so if somebody wanted to see you, that we could come see you?
Yeah, I'm a big collaborator. So on Friday I'll be up at Buxton for the Bush Bash playing with Dillion James. If you're into blues and piano, Dillion's last album is soaring to the top of the charts. Mm-hmm. So it's a really nice opportunity to go. I'm going to be romping around on the horn, playing with Dillion. That's on the 7th, and then on the 19th, the group group that I mentioned before that we've just come back from New Zealand doing recording, Desmond Cheese. They're supporting Surprise Chef in at West End. So that's on the 19th. I'll be bringing a whole quiver of instruments there. I'll be playing flutes, Native American style flutes, Hindustani temple flutes, and also a bit of muted brass.
So where do we find this out? So if I wanted to look up, do I go on to Haitch_music on Insta? Or where else can I find you?
Instagram I'm most active on. I'm making a concerted effort at the moment to do Facebook as well.
Okay.
I don't have a post up about the Surprise Chef gig in West End yet, but that's a few weeks away. If you do want to jump on my Instagram, it's HAITCH _music, MUSIC.
So, you're real gorgeous, Haitch, inside and out.
The light in this room is very flattering.
The talent you have is one of a kind.
Thanks, Georgia.
What are your dreams for the future?
So, it's a really interesting journey the last couple of years. I'm not going to say it was easy. Definitely a bit depressing looking at the way musicians are sort of treated and paid in society. So I had a bit of a difficult time with it, but this year something inside me snapped, and it's why I'm doing this digital re-release album at the moment. There's a bunch of stuff that I've done in the past that I'm proud of, that I want to put out, and it's not what I'm doing right now. What I'm doing right now is I'm playing an awful lot of prepared piano, and I'm looking forward to releasing that album and really just coming back to the core of what's important for me. I love playing music. It takes me to that space you mentioned earlier in the interview, that place of stillness, and it seems to me that improvisation and composition, although it can seem from the outside maybe like there's a lot going on, for me there's not. And I remember watching a documentary with Miles Davis, and he said you're like in the note. You're in the note. There is no note that came before. There's only the note you're playing now, and then what you do with it. And so it allows you to live incredibly presently when you're in that improvisation and creative space. So for me, my dream is to spend more time there.
Oh, nice.
And the wish is that the production goes well, and that, when I release it, people they can come close to having an experience like I've had during the composition, and they can reach that flow state, or they can have just a moment for themselves where everything comes into the beautiful present moment and the light shines through.
Well, I was right there with you, and it's people like you, Haitch, especially in these times that we're in now, that we really need you to keep us all connected, having that community, having that strength, and being there for people. That's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah, and we've got a good community like that down here on the Bayside as well.
We do. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you today, and BayFM wishes you every success in your future endeavours. Remember that name, Haitch, HITCH, and check him out on the socials. Thanks for coming in. It's been my pleasure.
No worries. Great to see you again. Have a great day out there, guys.
Oh, I just had one more thing. When you walked into BayFM, you said, I've played with this person. Tell me about that. All the pictures on the wall.
Sure. As you walk into the radio station, there's a collection of lovely posters, and I'm very pleased to be able to say I've played with most of them. My primary school friend, Mirusia, I've been up on stage with her playing both trumpet, Native American flutes. I am the Didgeridoo in her recording of I Am Australian.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a really nice opportunity. Craig Shaw, British Songbook, another beautiful local musician, and of course my uncle Luke, that plays in Little Steely Brothers as well, a real popular one down at the Cleveland Lighthouse there. So lovely to be sitting here in the radio station, and also surrounded by friends that I've played music with as well on the wall.
I wish I had another hour with you, but my time's going ding, ding, ding. So we have to go. Thanks so much, Haitch, for coming in.
My pleasure.
Loved every moment.
Thank you very much.